Okay, folks, listen, I'm at home and I'm at peace because I'm in my backyard, and guess what I'm doing? We're going to be doing some grilled honey bourbon chicken wings, right? But it's not all about that. And also, look, you can see I'm standing next to a new grill. I just dropped a video yesterday, you know what I mean? It's a short, show you guys about this grill. But today, this video is going to be about how to make the perfect wing, period. And to be honest with you, it's going to tell you how to use this. We're going to talk about zones and all of that. So with that being said, check this out, check me out, let's get it. Okay, so look, as we pan over these ingredients, you know, you guys see a lot right here. Don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now, if you look right here, I'm gonna be grilling whole wings. I'm not gonna cut them down into party wing or save the tip or whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and cook them, you know, just the way you guys see them, right? Now, speaking of these ingredients, I'm gonna address this part right here because there's a lot of you guys out there that do not drink. You guys gotta trust the process. We're gonna make everything because we're gonna make our sauce first. But while we make this, we're gonna use a bourbon, right? Listen, as we cook it, it boils, it cooks the alcohol away, off. You know what I mean? It's gone. So what it does is leave the flavor of the bourbon, you know, that wood barrel bourbon, you know, taste that they, you know, put in here. It leaves that flavor inside of there, and that just enhances everything. So with that being said, we finna get started. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I mentioned earlier that it's really gonna be about like the technique and how to use really a kettle style grill, right? So I'm gonna take this, just put this down for now. Obviously you guys see, I'm gonna be using the Kingsford 100% original. Right? Now I want you guys to come on in here and look down in here. We're getting ready to get everything set up. Now, I'm just taking the grate off. Obviously it's brand new. Now, this is what I want to show you. This right here, you see how this is made? Let me just bring it so you can see that. See that? We're gonna put our charcoals in this side, right? So if you imagine those in there right there, and I move this way, I'm gonna put water in here. I'm gonna tell you why. I use water really for longer cooks. These are chicken wings. It's not gonna take that long, right? But I still want to put some water in here. Why? Because I don't want this metal to be up against these hot coals and it start making it look all nasty and warped, you know, just to protect it as long as possible. So I am going to put some water in there, and I just told you, longer cooks, put a little moisture in there, keeps it a little moist in here when you're cooking, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours inside of the kettle grill, right? So this right here, when you put this in here, this will be called the direct zone. Let me put this on top just so you guys can see. Now I got a lot of y'all that follow me, you already know this, but there's so many people that don't. This is to teach everybody. I'm gonna pick up the pace later on as I drop these videos where we can go back and refer to this video. But right now I just wanna teach and show everybody, right? So charcoal's over here. We got a little water in this little trough right here, right? Anytime we cooking over here on this side, what are we doing? We cooking on the, look, this is direct heat. Over here, it's almost like using an oven, but we getting the flavor from the smoke, from the charcoal, wood, or whatever, right? So over here is indirect. It's self-explanatory. Indirect heat, direct heat, right? This is when I'm looking at crisp, you know, cook, get a little color, flip, do whatever. Then I take it over here and then I cook it. So the outside is done here most of the time. Even when I'm searing that, you know we gotta be over here. But we get everything going, then we move our proteins or whatever it is that we, you know, putting on here. And then we put it over here to get the internals to whatever's safe. Super simple. Now, let's do it. Okay, so this is what you're gonna need to make your life super easy and simple, right? Even when I talk about the charcoal, you know what I mean? I don't like to use that stuff that already had that ready, one light and all that. That means it's been soaked in something, right? So this right here keeps it natural. You're gonna wanna get yourself one of these chimneys. You can see this one right here, seasoned. Actually, I just left it out so it didn't been through hell, you know, a little bit of snow we ain't gotten, and a lot of, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of rain, but some rain. So it doesn't make no difference. It's metal, you see it? No worries. This right here is gonna concentrate everything. That part's self-explanatory. It's this one here that's gonna help you out by making it so that this is what we like. This right here is ready to be lit on fire. We're gonna put that underneath the bottom. The heat's gonna rise up and, you know, and then light the concentrated, you know, charcoal briquettes that's in here. Right now, I can tell you, for those of you guys that food with the season, you know, we can always tear this, roll it, put it under the bottom if you don't have some type of fire starter. And you can pick up fire starter from this, straw, all of that will be at your local, let me just see, your home improvement store sell it. Just about everyone on the planet now has a barbecue section. You know what I mean? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this up. just like you see. Take this and move it away. We don't need no mishaps, right? Now, I'm gonna take 2 of these because that's what I like to get it started with. 1, 2, right? We'll just set these down. And then if you look down there in the bottom, I should have showed you guys down there. Let's look down there right now. If you see, you're gonna see something shaped like my hand, like a little fan, right? If I move this around, there's some vents down there at the bottom. That's open. With the vent open at the top, it'll just draw itself through, right? So we wanna leave this wide open to make sure that we get a little flow from the bottom. Why? Because we're gonna go ahead and light this. The more air, we all know, we see it even in the movies, when you blow on the fire, it kind of like stokes it, gets it going, same thing. Now you just take it and you set this right on top. See, it's already lit. We take this and then we'll let it work. Now, if you look up here at the top, you can see, obviously they black. That's how they come, right? So don't trip. As this starts to heat up and, catch fire, then you start seeing the edges turn white. When I see them like that, that tell me we got a fire. So right now we're gonna let that, work. Don't forget, this video is really about like the technique. I'm just throwing the recipe in there for you, just for something good, right? Now, I'm gonna show you this. Come on in here and look down in here. We don't wanna burn this lens up. I don't know, I'm gonna try to have something dark right here. Oh, I'll do like this. So you guys can just see. You see how the heat rises all over there? See where it's dark red? You see the charcoals, they starting to turn white? That's what you want. Okay, so chimney is ready. The charcoals, everything is right? I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna set this on the ground down here. This is concrete. Only reason I'm doing this because I want you guys to come in here and look at this right here. Right, so these is what we lit up, and that's what, killed our fire. So I'll just put these down. Now, if this is the zone we're gonna be using for our direct, right, I wanna show you this. If I spin this around like this, right, and open this up, and this one is much, much better than the other ones that's out there in the market, because usually you buy a kettle grill and then you got to buy this separately, or, even if you find one that has one there, the opening is small. You see that right there? Now I'm getting ready to take this, my chimney, and I'm going to add this right here. Look at the color of them. I can feel the heat just radiating, back towards me. All right, now you remember the trough? I'm gonna add a little water to it just so that I don't warp it and try to keep it as a good shape as long as possible, right? We're not gonna cook this that long where it really makes a difference, but we just add this just like this and we just leave that alone. All right, so we got that, we got our coals in, we got water in our trough. Now we going back down there to the bottom of that that's our vent, right? The one I told you looked like a spider or a fan or something like that down at the bottom. Listen, that's wide open. I want to close this to about 1/3 of its size, right? So that's open, not half, not 2/3, but about 1/3. We just want to control that, right? We don't want to burn nothing out. We don't want it to be too hot. Now I'm getting ready to give you guys a pro tip. Check this out. If you didn't know, you want to take yourself, some paper towels, right? We're going to put some olive oil on here, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go right across our grate like this, right? To help with the sticking. How many of y'all do that? If you're not doing that, or you had chicken on here and it pulled back, you went to take it and flip it over because it was cooking too fast or for whatever the reason was and it stuck, now you know why. All right, so we take this off our little stand, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna build up some heat. Now we vent it down the bottom and we're gonna open this up right here, and this is how we're gonna go ahead and control it. 1/3 down on the bottom, we good, but right now we wanna check it out. Remember, it's a brand new grill, and as I'm talking, you guys can see how it's rising. We wanna get this to about 350 degrees. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm building up heat. I'm at about 375. It's rising just a little bit, so I can make an adjustment on the bottom and close that down just a little bit more. That way I can monitor everything up here at the top, right? But right now, the way I'm going, it's coming up to about, it's getting close to 400 degrees. So we just make the adjustment here and close that and just see how how close we gotta have it. This gives us the ballpark, right? Things are gonna change because I'm getting ready to open this in just 1 second and let everything that we worked hard to do, we're gonna let that out. But right now we in the ballpark. We don't have to make no more adjustments anyway. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're getting ready to go ahead and make the sauce. So I'm gonna take my ketchup. Let's go ahead and get some of this in here. All right, now we're gonna come with the honey. All right, look, so, okay, I got honey, ketchup in here. I gotta put some more in here, but I wanna show you something. If you look back here with that small adjustment, look how much that's open. And this is from like years of me, cooking on a kettle grill. Look at that right there, it's dropping just a little bit. So when you make an adjustment here, it takes a minute for it to, heat up, because I'm asking for a little bit more airflow, right? So that'll heat up my charcoals and that'll rise. But we wanna stay right around 350 degrees, right? So back to this over here. Now I'm gonna go ahead, add a little bourbon to it. Don't forget, we cooking that off, folks. It's about a 1/4 cup. You're really gonna like that bourbon taste. They work so hard to get out of them barrels. You know what I mean? That's what you wanna do, right? So you should be having something like this. Okay, so now we'll come with our ground mustard. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Right, apple cider vinegar. Put it in about a tablespoon. Oh, that's enough. Right, then we're gonna put onion powder and garlic powder. Then I'm gonna come back here, we're gonna look at my fire to see what our temp is. Come back around this way. If you look, you might as well say we spot on that 350, right? So we got a good spot right here. Now, I'm getting ready to take that because we want to cook that alcohol off and we wanted to get it to go. So I'm just going to take it and add this right here over the top. With this wide open like this, it's going to really heat up. Get yourself a spatula, you know what I mean? And just work this around and let the heat work its magic. And I promise you, it's going to be a marriage made in heaven in here. All right. So now while that's starting, coming up on a simmer or / boil, we just keep stirring it. We just want to make sure it's cooked and everything marries together, right? Now we got our chicken right here that's been, when I tell you dry, I told you guys, here's a heads up. Put it in the refrigerator. After you think you got it patted dry and washed and clean, put it in the refrigerator, uncover it, and you'll come up with skin like that. Now, nothing's gonna really want to stick to that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. And again, this is my garlic infused. I'm gonna get in here with this hand and I'm finna just make sure all of it is coated. Reason being, we finna hit it with some seasoning, then we finna put it on the grill. Okay, so you see this right here? Remember, we directly over the top of the coals, right? This is your direct side, direct heat. You see how it's boiling like that? That's what you wanna have. That tells you that you're cooking off some of that alcohol that's in there. Not some, but you'll cook that off. You know what I mean? And just leave that bourbon taste in here along with everything else you put in here, right? So it's been doing that for a second. I'm gonna move it over here. Now it's indirect. You guys got it now, how we gonna cook? Now I'll just leave it over here. It'll stay warm, for the time being. And I'm finna finish this up and we get ready to put those on. Now, back over here, I'm gonna go ahead and just season front and back. I'm using my my A seasoning. Hey, how many of y'all had realized that it's an A and a B? It's Smokin and Grillin with AB. You know what I mean? I used to always say that now you buy both. This right here is for like your chicken. I use my beef for my heavier meats. You'll see that coming up. You know what I mean? Because now it's time for me to start grilling. Me out here in Las Vegas, it get hot. Equipment don't stay, cool long enough. Cameras cut off. Oh man, it's a nice little breeze. But this is what you want to do. Coat like that. That's when I say season, that's what I mean. Now, I'm getting ready to hit it with a generous pinch of salt, right? You don't want to put too much salt in it. Remember, it's just to enhance, right? I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of this cornstarch on the top right here. Might look like a lot, but we finna move this around too. It's finna pick up and transfer to the others. This gonna help it get crispy, right? Okay, so I just went ahead and moved everything. Gotta say, I'm loving my grill. Got the table. It's not just like a small table. This is a nice table that you can actually, use. You know, so if you guys come on in here, that's in there. And then the earlier one I was talking about, like it get a little bit thick, like pasty, don't worry about it. Even if it pick up some cornstarch from the side, it's full of grease. Don't forget, that's our chicken wing. And if you guys look right here, we just want to see where we at right now. Since I took off my sauce, look at that right there. That's in between. Oh man, I couldn't ask for it no other way. Also, this is a good opportunity for you guys to look right here. You see that right there? You see the boiling? Now you understand. But like I said, we're not gonna be cooking that long. You know what I mean? These are chicken wings, so they're gonna go ahead and be ready kind of fast, right? So I'm putting them skin down, folks, right? Skin down. Reason being, I want to get this a certain look and cook a certain way, and that's where the meat is at. We finish them up on that side. And then, okay, so I say finish them up. Then if we want to go ahead and put some real color or some more crispness to it, you know what I mean? That's when it comes into, we put them over there and just turn them around, slide them over there, pick them up and do it. And we kind of like grill them with the top open, right? So now I'm gonna take this, close this. I'm looking at my vent. I know that I'm good here. I know that fire gonna get me at least 350. So listen, if it go to 350, 375, even 400, I'm out here watching this and I'll be able to monitor it. And one of the things you guys gonna need is one of these, folks. Listen, this is dark meat. So listen, wings, they can go to 170. You know what I mean? Even 175 and still be juicy. I like to see 170. FDA says 175. So if you want to get yourself one of these, they're on my website, or if you have one already, these are a must. And I know, Grandmama, I can feel you mean mugging me right now, talking about, hey, we don't use none of them. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, right? So I can see everything still boiling. We still hot. I'm looking at my coals. I'm going to turn my grates, bring this around. You know what I mean? And we're going to put some of that direct heat on it, right? This way we can get it to like sweat more. It's going to drop down, so you don't want to close it or leave it like this. Now we want to go ahead and put some marks on it, some grill marks on it, that's all. You know what I mean? We don't mind having it open like this. It's going to breathe, get the temperature up to about, I don't know, it might go 400, 425, but now we grilling, folks. So we just put them right here over the top, and we make sure that we don't burn them. And then we do, you know, we'll flip them. Okay, so look, what I did was I flipped them all over right there. You see they got a little bit of that char on there. That's what we want to see. Now I'm just gonna move these back and I'm gonna start checking them. Because remember we had them on the indirect side and they got up to a nice temperature, right? We finish them up over this direct heat. Just like what you're seeing here. This is cool, right? Just like this, right? So look, after about, 7 to 8 minutes, I go and temp them. Oh yeah, these are right here, 178. Yeah, they're ready to come off. Check this one over here, yeah. They're ready. Now we just look at the bottom of them, see if we got the look that we want to have, right? Whew. Look at that right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can hear the sizzle, you know, when you put them in here, and you can hear they becoming crispy. You know what I mean? This one I can leave on there just a little longer. I want to get a little bit more color on them. Okay. Yes. You know, so if you want to get a little bit more, you can see it starting to mark. But I can tell you this one was already good. All right, so we'll just put it in here. And this right here, we'll just leave it. Now, what I do is I open up my vent down on the bottom. Right? I leave that open, it'll burn itself out. All right, so what I did was I just went ahead and just heated it up. You just put your pot right over the top, you know what I mean? And then you can just go ahead and just pour this right over here. You know what I mean? This makes for a great dipping sauce for whatever else that you have. You know what I mean? So if you have any more, oh man, let me quit talking and just let me enjoy. All right, so now that I'm done with that, That's just really showing you the technique and how to get yourself, you know, some great tasting food, no matter what the protein is, right? So I did the chicken wings. You know what? Then I think I'm gonna do another video to show you guys, like if you're having a party, what you wanna do is go ahead and remove that section off to the side. You can put a cold bed down there, never leave the grill, and just go ahead and grill them, right? So that means putting them down, flipping them, and testing the temperature, you know what I mean, to get that smoky flavor that way. But listen, that ain't what we did. We did these. So listen, you see that right there? I know. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna take this and we're gonna go ahead and break that open just like that. We're gonna look at that, and you see that right there? You can see where the smoke penetrated. See that little bit of redness? You only get that when you're fooling with the grill, folks. So I'm finna take this. I'm not finna over talk no more. Look, my mouth is watering. Cheers, y'all. That sauce is right, and it's not overpowering. Right off the back, I gotta just tell you, by putting it on the indirect, you know, zone, and we was able to get that flavor coming off of them charcoal, you can taste that all the way down to the bone. Whew, this is right. And if you don't believe me, I usually don't eat all of that on the side, and all, you know, on the bottom, all that cartilage and all that, but this right here was fire, folks. Now, let me know what type of videos you guys want to see. If you want more like on the how-to, some of you guys have sent me comments asking me about me using my offset, my vertical offset at my house, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be doing that also, you know what I mean? But let me know what you want to see right here in this immediate future, and we finna make it happen, folks. So with that being said, listen, check this out. If you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And the reason I'm getting so serious with it, because I'm gonna show you guys one more time. Better yet, let's do it like this. Right, we're gonna take these off because we done right there. I'm finna take this in my arm right now. You know how I get out. I'm out. Peace.